last night I was sitting there thinking about the current state of Pokemon and how everything's going with the franchise and how, you know, it's generally not being received as well as it was in the past. And so it kind of inspired this video because, you know, the common consensus is that Pokemon is not as good as it once was. Pokemon back on the Game Boy, back on the DS, was a much better franchise than it has been on the 3DS and Switch. Actually, the 3DS, a lot of people would say, is like the last hurrah for decent Pokemon games. Most people do not like anything that has came of the Switch games, and they think they're terrible. And I'm kind of in a weird situation with this whole thing because, yes, I agree that the games have gotten worse, but I'm not someone who thinks that they're trash by any means. Like, I didn't think Sword and Shield was, like, absolute garbage or anything. Like, I'm not going to say it was my favorite Pokemon game out of all the ones that they've made, but I'm not going to sit here and say that it was, like, the worst, absolute worst game I've ever played in my life. I still think that Sword and Shield's better than Sun and Moon. I know that's kind of a controversial opinion, but it is true. I like the Pokemon designs better. I just like the region as a whole. I like it a lot better. But I guess what this video is about is I want to talk about the fact that what if ILCA Inc. actually puts together a better game than Gamefreak? Now, we know this game is being directed by Gamefreak and everything, so Gamefreak is still involved a little bit, but what if ILCA Inc. actually manages to pull off a Pokemon game better than Gamefreak can? Because the fact that they're just following the highlights of Gamefreak, and I seriously think that there's a high chance that they could actually make a better game than Sword and Shield. I think that Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are going to be better games than Sword and Shield. I do, because if they follow the formula, and these games truly are remakes in the traditional sense, and they follow everything that the original games had to offer, I cannot imagine these games actually being worse than Sword and Shield. In my opinion, they'd have to be a lot better. I think that they would just, you know, automatically be better because Diamond and Pearl games were obviously a lot better than Sword and Shield. I mean, I don't think that's a controversial opinion to have whatsoever, to think that the Sword and Shield games were worse than the Diamond and Pearl games. But the thing is that I think that if they're going to follow this perfectly one-to-one and make an exact replica, basically, of the original games with Masuda's help, I think that this game could end up being better than Sword and Shield. When it comes to Legends Arceus, obviously, we don't know anything about that game yet. It's not even in our hands yet. But obviously, we will know something about it very, very soon. I assume that we're going to have a Pokemon Presents at some point coming up here, just because it's been a really long time since our last one. But I seriously am wondering if it's possible for ILCA to put together a better game than Gamefreak can. I mean, I think personally it's possible, but I want you guys to let me know down in the comment section below. Are you excited for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Do you think that there's any hope that this game could actually be better than what Gamefreak has to offer with any of their games coming out or have previously came out? Or do you guys think that this remake is going to be such a close remake that it's basically just going to feel like a high-res port? Anyways, let me know all this down in the comments section below. I really want to know if you guys think that ILCA Inc. can put together a better game than Gamefreak. I know that they've done Pokemon Home. Pokemon Home was definitely met with some positive reception, so I definitely see this as a possibility. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Jimmy out of here. Thanks again for your support, everybody.